When you hear someone speak, you actually pick up on a lot more than the words being spoken. You might notice, for instance, that, wow, this person has an accent. Suddenly, even if you're only hearing the person over the phone, you begin to create opinions and assume facts about the person. This subconscious accent stereotyping can be quite harmful. Non-native speakers of English, with accents deemed strange rather than cool, are perceived as lower status. They often resort to accent coaching to reduce their foreign accent to increase career opportunities. These consequences are further fueled by media containing characters with exaggerated foreign accents, creating a debate about the social acceptability of imitating a foreign accent, for instance. In our globalized world, people have a lot of opinions about accents. Let's demystify the subject by taking a look at some facts. Like, what even is an accent? To answer this question, we're going to travel all the way back to babyhood. As a baby, your brain has a high neuroplasticity. You are able to distinguish and eventually use your vocal tract to pronounce any set of sounds you were exposed to at this age. Over time, the set of sounds used in the languages you are immersed in during childhood become the only sounds you can pronounce without a second thought. The remaining sounds become irrelevant. In linguistics, the relevant sounds of a language are known as phonemes. Essentially, your brain has formed strong connections to the inventory of phonemes in your native languages. Linguists use the International Phonetic Alphabet, or IPA, to represent phonemes. Here we have the table containing the inventory of all known consonants across all of the world's languages. Let's take a look at the consonant inventory of English. As you can see, this set of phonemes is merely a subset of all possible phonemes that can be articulated. For instance, no consonants in English are pronounced using the uvula. Compare that to the French inventory of consonants. There are phonemes in this inventory that are not in the English inventory, and vice versa. It is actually this disparity between phonemic inventories that largely accounts for a foreign accent. Take the English word thanks. The th sound, represented by the bolded theta symbol in what we call the IPA transcription, doesn't exist in the French inventory of phonemes. So, when native French speakers use English, they often replace the th sound with a s or z sound.
Thanks for the compliment. Thanks for the compliment.
With the beret, the marinière, the baguette, and the wine.
When you take a look at the IPA, the replacement of the th sound with s or z makes sense. Again, here we have the English inventory. Here is the theta, or th sound. It is a voiceless dental fricative. However, such a phoneme doesn't exist in the French inventory. When speakers attempt a voiceless dental fricative, or th, they have a strong inclination, due to the developed connections in their brain, to instead pronounce something like a voiceless alveolar fricative, which is the s sound. Notice how close the two sounds are to each other on the IPA chart. As you can see, the differences in the phonemic inventory between someone's native language and a new one are significant in accounting for a foreign accent. So, why is this knowledge relevant? For starters, it causes the linguistic prescriptivism attitude towards different accents to seem a bit silly. Linguistic prescriptivism is the idea that some languages or accents are better than others, that there is a clear-cut, correct versus incorrect way of using language. When we operate out of this mindset, it's a lot easier to perpetuate stereotypes. However, knowing that accents are just a combination of qualities from one's native language applying to a new one, and therefore nothing malicious, judging people for them feels a lot less appropriate. We then begin to approach accents from a linguistic descriptivism mindset, the kind linguists use, where all accents are linguistically equal and no accent is objectively better than another. Using this approach, you would know that the only correct thing you can assume when somebody has a different accent than your own is that the phonemic inventory they're used to is different than the phonemic inventory that you are used to. That's all. Hopefully, by being able to look at accents objectively today, you begin to view them in a different light, with a curiosity that's not tainted with judgment, but rather enhanced with the knowledge that no accent is inherently good or bad. It just is. In doing so, you're helping to create a world in which babies grow up, have trouble with non-native phonemic inventories, and yet fearlessly learn new languages.